To find a spot on the floor. We're going to start with some spine stuff. Surprise, surprise. So first of which is going to be, we're going to do lumbar cat-cow. So with your forehead and your forearms and your knees under your hips, tucking and untucking your tail. Don't mind the dogs. It's very much like cat-cow, just for the low back. Awesome. Then we're going to move on to our thoracic spine. So sitting our bum in our heels with our hands in front. And similarly to the last one, we are going to move into flexion extension again. So extending, Kelly, and then tucking the chin and rounding the back, pushing the floor away. Coming back down into extension, tucking the face, pulling the floor in. So if your knees or ankles are bothering you, you can put a pillow under your bum. Breathing in on the way up. Breathing out on the way down. 2 more. Breathing in, pull the floor in, tuck your face. Breathe out, push the floor away. Okay, so we're going to stay in this position and, excuse me, we're going to do neck cars, so tracing circles with our necks. So you're going to want to pull the floor into you, pull your shoulder blades down and back. Then we're tucking the chin, tracing the chin along the collarbone. As we extend back, tracing a circle with our necks. Trying to keep the rest of the body locked out by maintaining tension. We do 2 repetitions each way. So that was 2, now we're reversing. Good, let's give our knees a break for a sec. So coming up into all fours or quadruped position. And we're going to do some thread the needle. So let's say 5 each side. You're going to open up. And then as you reach through, you're bending the opposite elbow to try and get the shoulder onto the ground. Reach and twist. Reach and twist. Breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down. One last one. So for this one, we're going to hold the bottom position. So shoulders on the ground. And then if you feel safe, lift the other arm up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to come out of that and switch sides. Five each direction. So most of your motion should be coming from the spine, not swaying of the hips. This last one here will hold at the bottom. So if your shoulder and head can meet the ground, other hand comes up. Then come back to our starting position. Good, so the next one we're going to do, I haven't done with you guys before, but we're going to go back onto putting our foreheads on our fists, and we're going to do a quarter hip car. So we've all done hip cars, so I'll demonstrate. So in this position, T-spine is locked out, and then we are going to tuck the heel to the bum, leg comes up. Kelly, go on. Out. Leg comes up, and then wrapping around. So that's one. We're going to do two reverse. And then two forwards. Nice and slow and controlled. Good, then switching sides. Two each direction. Excellent. Coming up out of that, take a quick water break. Good, let's come onto our bums. Give our knees a rest. So we're actually going to come into butterfly. Trying to sit nice and tall. Pushing the chest forward. Shifting from left to right. Okay, we're going to add in an arm reach. So as we shift to the left, we're reaching to the left. Switching sides. Back to the left. And the right. Okay, now we're going to come into straddle. So I have a wall behind me. If you don't, that's okay. But if you do, you can kind of lean up against it. So what we're going to do is folding forward. So thinking about tucking your chin and rolling one segment at a time so you connect into your middle back. And then you're going to come back up, replacing each vertebra one at a time. So we're going to do that again, tucking the chin, rolling one vertebra at a time. And replacing them back up. Last one here, we're going to freeze at the bottom. The bottom, I want you to walk your hands forward, let yourself slouch. Find your lowest position, your deepest stretch, and take two big breaths in and out. Melting with each breath out. Okay, come on back up. We're going to actually shift to ankles since we're here. So, bring the feet in. You're going to actually hold your shin bone and try and only move the ankle. So if we're holding the thigh, we tend to move the shin. If we're holding the knee and the shin, we can move the ankle. So tuck the toes up towards the shin, face the foot away from you, and then you're circling through. So the floor is in my way, I can't quite plantar flex, so I'm going to straighten my leg to have more space. Just watch that it doesn't rotate. Lots of snapping, cracking, popping is typical. cramping for this one even. As long as you're avoiding the sharp shooting sensations. Okay, so that's 3. We're going to reverse 3 in each direction. If you're feeling choppy through a certain range, slow it down. Think a little bit harder about what you want the ankle to do. And then we're going to switch sides. Great big circles. That's 3 and in reverse. Excellent. Let's see what time we're at here. Okay, we got time for one more. We're gonna do toes. So, coming into like a combat position. Callie, you can't stay there. Whoops, sir. So we're gonna do big toe lifts. So all the other toes are down, lifting the big guy, holding for a couple seconds, and then bringing it back down. Lifting and holding, bringing it back down. You're gonna stand up. If you stand up, it's actually a little bit easier. You'll get a little bit more range out of it. Sorry guys, bear with me here. Okay, so lifting the big toe, back down. That's about 5 reps. And then we're gonna lift all the little toes, back down for 5 times. Oops. Good, then switching sides. So lifting the big toe of the opposite foot for a rep count of 5. My toes aren't awake this morning. Good, then planting that big toe, lifting the little guys 5 times. Good, maybe coming up onto all toes, loading them. A little bit of a heel raise. Separating them, grabbing the floor with them.